This is a tree of young acacia is grown in the northwest in Vietnam. Under good conditions, this leafy little tree over the years will transform into a large green tree, providing shade and being considered an air purifier of mankind. Currently, along with many other plants and herbs are sprouting in the northwest, helping to combat the growing threat of desertification here caused by climate change.
But these little trees don't turn out to be there. They are the product of a series of interactions from the gaming platform called Envgame. But to me, it seems almost too good to be true that every time I play some game on the web, someone halfway across the world plants a tree. So, it's time to get to the bottom of this with a simple question: is Envgame legitimate? Or more specifically, does Envgame actually use their profits to plant trees? In order to figure out whether Envgame is legit, we need to understand if and how playing some game on the internet leads to tree planting. So, let's follow the money. Envgame takes revenue during gameplay, including advertised games of other businesses, limited game time, selling items and costumes, and the premium package. This money then gets transferred into Envgame's coffers, and according to our financial reports, is used to cover four main expenses: operating costs, marketing, reinvestment, and tree planting. When it comes to giving money to tree planting operations, Envgame doesn't directly allocate money to local people planting trees all around the world. Instead, they work with companies like LASK in Vietnam, or UPC Green Park. Currently, Envgame finances different tree planting operations in biodiversity hotspots, which according to Envgame, are zones that face extreme threats, hold at least 1,500 species of endemic plants and have been diminished by at least 70%.
This means that planting vegetation in these places would have high-impact results. So, when an organization like LASK receives money from Envgame, they work with surrounding towns to create tree planting plans that are location-specific. In northwest Vietnam, that takes the form of planting native acacia trees to combat desertification caused by drought. While in western region in Vietnam, the Envgame-backed Ru Cha Reforestation Project hires and trains people from local towns to help replenish the mangrove forest estuary in the northwest of the country. All this goes to show that yes, Envgame is actually planting trees. Let's continue about Envgame's technology. Envgame is built on top of MERN stack including React.js, Express.js, Node.js, MongoDB, to build and manage websites, along with supporting JavaScript frameworks to develop games like P5 and Matter.js. Envgame is applied deep learning system built using CNN models, stands for convolutional neural network. This models was built based on the dataset of leaf diseases, and trained on 4 convolutional neural networks including VDG16, ResNet, ResNet Inception, and MobileNet. The prediction probabilities of the 4 models are all very high. Based on the given damage, the system will help us take care of the trees around them, to avoid the case of planting trees elsewhere, but the trees around us are dying. This is the main interface of Envgame, which is supported on both mobile and desktop. The system has 2 main rankings including leaderboard for total playing time, ranking of players' scores in each game, demo of Envgame's tree care deep learning system. When we input a non-leaf image into the system, the model will recognize and give us the message that this is not a leaf. If the input image is valid, the system will start to recognize the leaf damage and give the correct result up to 98% depending on the quality of your input image. Envgame has a number of other functions including
chat system, personal page statistics, the main information of the user such as Gmail, name, and play history.
Now we move to Envgame's problem. Envgame needs to create more games to attract more players.
The project needs a large amount of capital to maintain the project, and teach users about the connection between playing games and planting trees. In addition, the issue of inaccurate and transparent statements will cause loss of trust from users.
So how to solve the problem of Envgame?
Envgame needs to raise a fairly large initial capital to invest in the filming team to help provide evidence of Envgame's tree planting and strengthen marketing strategies.
Along with that is developing and building a game development team to bring the best experience to players. In the future, Envgame will applying our /VR games to help bring a more realistic experience to players, applying blockchain technology to online games to create a balance between players, developing a healthy game community and for the environment, associate with more tree planting companies and expand the scale of tree planting nationwide. But the key thing here is that it's not as simple as a click from your computer translating to a sapling in the ground. There is a chain of organization, people, money, and hard work that help make your gaming on Envgame transform into a planted tree.
My name is Vin. Thank you for watching the introduction video about Envgame.